Let's go ahead and get this class started and lay down onto your mats. So get super comfortable in the space, maybe just rock side to side, and then go ahead and lay down onto the floor. Close the eyes. I'm gonna give you guys a moment here to just acclimate into this environment. Pretend that you're just waking up. You're just slowly bringing some consciousness back, some awareness back into the space, into your bodies. And then just focus on that breath entering and leaving the body. Give yourself a moment here to feel the details of this breath. As you inhale, notice the belly puff up. And as you exhale, notice the belly deflate. Feel the sensation through the nose on the inhale and on the exhale. And notice the pause in between. So throughout your practice, reference this feeling of calm, this sense of just connecting with that breath. The breath will let you know whether you're moving too fast or if you notice if you're holding your breath. Use this breath to gauge what you need to do in your practice so that you find calm and stillness. Just a couple more. And keeping your eyes closed, let's add some movement. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You start to roll around to the wrists, your elbows, your ankles, and start to roll them the opposite direction. With your eyes closed, go ahead and hug your knees into the chest and just rock yourself side to side. And then begin to rock yourselves up and down so you can roll up. Go ahead and open the eyes and come to a seated position here. In a seated position, keep your legs crossed, you guys. We're gonna add a little bit of movement here, taking your palms, place them right over the knees. We're gonna practice cat-cow on a seated positions here. So as you inhale, go ahead and lift the chest, scoop up, look up. And as you exhale, you're gonna round your spine. So curl the shoulders up and forward as you tuck your chin. So as you inhale again, go ahead and scoop up, curl your spine, look up. And as you exhale, go ahead and roll the shoulders up and forward, curling. Inhale again, go ahead and scoop yourselves up. And as you exhale, go ahead and roll it in. Good, inhale again, let's scoop it up, look up. And as we exhale, go ahead and roll in. Coming back to neutral, have longer spine this time. So have a magnet kind of drawing the crown higher to the sky. I want you guys to do what we call Sufi circles. We're going to circle the trunk one direction. So go ahead and bring the shoulders towards the left knee and then towards the center, then towards the right, and then back it up. So you're just making these nice little circles, one direction. Good. One more round. And as you come back to center, we're gonna go the opposite direction. So maybe most of us will move to the right, center, and left. Good, just a couple more rounds. And one more. And when you bring yourself all the way back to neutral, now let's add a little gentle twist. Take your left palm, place it behind you. Go ahead and scoop that right arm, create some space. Then on the exhale, go ahead and take a twist. Taking that right palm to the thigh perhaps. Just like we do our seated twist, you want your spine long. Maybe you're going to tuck your chin to look past towards that left shoulder. Take another sip of air. And then slowly bring yourself back to center and then switch sides. So right palm to the back and then left palm to the thigh. Take an inhale, scoop up the chest first. And then on the exhale, take a gentle twist here. Again, perhaps you turn your chin to look over that right shoulder. And then let's meet all the way back up to center. Fantastic. From here, take your left palm, place it to the floor to the side. So now we take a side stretch. So stack your right shoulder on top, reach right arm, and then slowly melt over. Looking up towards the sky. And then let's switch sides. Bring yourself all the way over to the right side. Replant your palm, reaching left arm, and then take the side bend here. And then come all the way back up to center. Let's go ahead and take a sip of air. Inhale, draw the arms up and over the head. This time as you exhale, we're gonna hinge forward and come to a forward fold. So in this forward fold now, I want you guys to still find that breath, feel that breath enter and leave the body. Maybe you crawl your fingertips to crawl yourselves a little bit further into the fold. One more breath. And then using your fingers, go ahead and slowly draw yourselves back up to neutral. Once you guys come back up to neutral, release the legs and then recross them so that the other leg is in front of the other. Switching sides. Nice. So we're gonna do that same thing, same routine. So using the left fingertips behind you, go ahead and take that right palm, take a twist to the left, inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, nice little twist here. And then bring yourself back to center, switch sides. Go over to the right side, same deal here. Lift the chest and exhale, twist here. And then come all the way back up to center, side bend. So release that left palm first. Draw right arm up, stack your shoulders, and then open, open, open here. And then come all the way back up to center, switching sides. So the right palm down, stack your shoulders, reach left arm up, and then take that side bend. And then come all the way back up to center. Both arms reach up and over the head. One more forward fold. Slowly come forward and bow. As you bow, use the traction of your fingertips. Maybe crawl yourself to a deeper space, deeper fold. And then using the fingertips, we're gonna slowly come up. Okay, now we're gonna work our way towards our tabletop pose. So we either roll up to the knees or come to a side saddle, legs to the side, and then come up onto the knees, onto the palms, tabletop. In your tabletop pose, we start that joint stacking principles. You stack the shoulders over the elbows, elbows slightly bent, spread the fingers wide. Take a glance, you want your hips stacked over the knees, releasing the toenails to touch the floor. A little bit of cat-cow now. As you inhale, go ahead and scoop up again, look up. And this time as you exhale, tuck your toes, tuck the belly, chest, chin, curl forward. Inhale again, go ahead and lift the chest, release the toes, look up. And as you exhale again, tucking in, nice and slow. Two more of those. As you inhale, really scoop up, open, 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 lift the chin, open up. And as we exhale, roll the shoulders forward. See if you can create that higher arch here, you guys. Let all that air out. Nice. As you inhale again, go the opposite direction, scoop it up. And as we exhale, go ahead and scoop it all back in. Fantastic. Go ahead and find yourself coming all the way back to neutral, tucking the toes. We're gonna lift your knees about 3 to 4 inches off the floor and pause for a moment. So in this turbo dog, you want to act like you're gonna jump forward so that your thighs are engaged. Really draw that belly in, use your core to lift your body weight off the floor. Create this dome between the shoulder blades. Take another sip of air, inhale. And then as we exhale, go ahead and march yourselves into our downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, give yourself an opportunity to kind of set up the thighs, the knees, the legs. If your hamstrings are fairly tight, you guys, remember you could always opt to bend at the knees in your down dog. So we cue to separate the legs hips width apart, but consider spreading them maybe mats width apart, totally your call, just to see what that stability feels like. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and float into your plank pose and pause for a moment. So just as a reminder, in plank, you wanna use your core strength to lift your body weight so that we're not dumping a lot of weight onto the wrists. As you exhale, transition back to downward facing dog. So play with flow. Inhale again, come up into your plank. And on the exhale again, pump it back downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, come up to plank. This time, consider coming high onto your tippy toes. And then as we exhale, pump it back downward facing dog. Fantastic. From downward facing dog, bend at the knees, take an inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, walk yourself to the top of your mats and stay in a forward fold so we can come to ragdoll. Grab hold of opposite elbows. Go ahead and let your trunk just sway left to right. Release any tension from the neck here. Releasing the fingertips. I want you guys to roll up to standing one vertebra at a time. And once you guys come to standing, go ahead and roll the shoulders again in circular direction one way. And let's roll the shoulders opposite direction the opposite way. Good. Go ahead and shrug the shoulders up towards the ears so we can come back to neutral. And then I want you guys to collect the knuckles towards one another so we can just spin the wrist one way here. And we're gonna spin the opposite direction here. Good. Go ahead and shake the arm, the wrist off. Take the palms and place them over the waist. Lean your body weight over towards the left side so you can bend your right knee. Pick up your right leg. And then we're gonna spin your right thigh one direction. Just spin at the hips here for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then spin the hip the opposite direction. So spin it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Replanting the foot. Go ahead and lean to the right leg so you can pick up your left leg. Bending at the knee. Circle now that left hip one direction. 2, 3, and 4. And then circle the hip the opposite direction. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the foot back down. Come to Tadasana now. Go ahead and collect the palms towards the heart. Close the eyes, tuck the chin, and begin to deepen your breath. So I want you guys to now find Ujjayi and use that for your practice. With this is Ujjayi style breathing, you're constricting the back of the throat, making that sound of the ocean. Since you are in the privacy of your own home, feel free to breathe as loud and as free as you can, or continue to breathe nice and slow, softly, but please make this breath full and rich. We're going to start off with some sun salutations. So go ahead and blink your eyes open. On your next inhale, let's float those arms up and over the head. This time as you exhale, so go ahead and bring the palms to the heart so you can bow forward into a forward fold. Good. Release the palms to your shins or thighs. Inhale, come up flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. So bring the palms together. Inhale, float the arms in front of you, over the head, reach. And then as you exhale, bring the palms again to the heart so you can dive it forward. Good. Inhale again into your flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. So again, bring the palms together. Draw the arms in front of you as you inhale. Reach the arms up and over the head. Now consider taking a back bend. Look up, point the thumbs to the wall behind you. As you exhale, straighten your spine so you can bring the palms to the heart and dive it forward again. Good. Follow the breath, palms to the shins or thighs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. One more round, everybody. Palms together. Inhale, draw the arms up in front of you, over the head, to the wall behind you. Look up, look back. And as we exhale, straighten the spine. Go ahead and dive it forward again. There we go. Inhale again, come up flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, we rise. Come all the way up again. Palms up over the head. Back bend is an option. And then we straighten the spine, straighten the posture, come down into your prayer Tadasana. Good. Inhale, float the arms up again. And on the exhale, go ahead and dive it forward. Inhale again, flat back. Bend at the knees as we exhale, step back, take a vinyasa. Or not, let's meet back at downward facing dog. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Move one more time, you guys. Inhale again, come up into your plank. And then exhale again, lower. You can always choose knees or no knees. Inhale, either cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Once you guys get to downward facing dog, we're going to be here for stillness for 5 breaths. For those of you who choose to play some music, now is a great time to press play. We're going to be in your downward facing dog for a few breaths. Go back to that Ujjayi, go back to that breath. Can you feel all 10 fingers press up against that mat? Belly is nice and active. Heels touching to the floor. One more breath. Bend your knees, take an inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, lightly step both feet to the tops of the mats. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, deep forward fold. Plant the palms together as you draw the arms in front, over the head. Maybe take a back bend, look up. And as we exhale, straighten the spine so you can dive forward again. Inhale again into your flat back. And as we exhale, bend at the knees, plant the palms, step back again, downward facing dog. And then we'll follow through with the vinyasa. So from downward facing dog, inhale to plank. Exhale, lower knees or no knees. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that again, you guys. Inhale, come up into your plank. Knees or no knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. This time, let's hang here for 3 breaths. One more. Fantastic. Let's bend at the knees, take an inhale, look up. As we exhale, lightly step or hop to the tops of your mats. Inhale, come up flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Palms together, reach your arms in front of you, over the head, maybe take a back bend. And on the exhale, we straighten so we can go ahead and bow forward again, forward fold. Inhale again into your flat back. Bending at the knees as you exhale. This time, step back, hop back, vinyasa or not. We meet back, downward facing dog. One flow, one breath this time, you guys. Inhaling and exhaling. From downward facing dog, bend your knees, take an inhale, look forward. And as we exhale, lightly step or hop to the tops of the mats. Inhale again, come up halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Palms together, inhale, draw the arms up and over, maybe taking a back bend. One more set of this, so straighten the spine as we exhale, bow forward, dive down. Inhale again, your flat back. As you exhale, go ahead and bend at the knees, step back, flow through your vinyasa or not, meet me back, downward facing dog. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, bending at the knees again. Inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, lightly step or hop to the top. Inhale, come up flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms as you inhale, rise. Come all the way up, get nice and tall. Maybe add a back bend. This time, we'll straighten out the spine so we can close the pose. Exhale, palms right over the heart. Okay, part 2, Sun B. So bending at the knees, sweep the fingertips outside of each foot, come into your chair pose. So coming down into chair, adding now the squeeze at the inner thighs. Take a glance. You want the big toes to touch and you want to be able to see the feet. If not, just lean the hips and the knees back. As we exhale, we're going to straighten out the knees, dive it forward. Inhale again into your flat back. Bending at the knees as you exhale, go ahead and step your feet back, vinyasa or not. Now we're going to add. Inhale. And exhale. Pick up your right leg on the inhale. Knee to the chest, step the foot all the way forward. Come on up. Warrior 1, so ground your heel behind you. Come on up, arms up. And as you exhale, palms to the heart. Drop the palms, you can step back, vinyasa or not. Option to keep your right leg lifted into your push-ups, you guys, if you want a little bit more strength and power here. And vinyasas are always optional. Meet me back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, pick up your left leg as you inhale. We bring the knee to the chest, step the foot forward. So come on up again, warrior 1. Ground your heel behind you, inhale, arms reach. And on the exhale, planting the palms, power push up if you want it, lifted leg plank, whatever it takes, meet me back, downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Once you guys get to down dog, hold here for 3 breaths. One more breath. So we start from the top, bend at the knees, take an inhale, look forward. As we exhale, lightly step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale again, come up flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale back to your chair pose. Straighten the knees again as you exhale, dive it forward. Inhale again, come up flat back. Bending at the knees as you exhale, go ahead and step the feet back, vinyasa or not. Let's meet back, downward facing dog. So we go through our Sun B series, follow the breath. From downward facing dog, go ahead and pick up your right leg behind you. We bring the knee to the chest, step the foot forward, come up again. Warrior one, inhaling, step up. And exhaling again, plant the palms. Go ahead and step that right foot back. Lifted right leg planks if you want, push-ups if you want, meet back downward facing dog. Fantastic. Once you get to downward facing dog, pick up your left leg, inhaling. And bring the knee to the chest, step the foot forward. So come up again, warrior one. Ground your heel, we lift. And as we exhale, we come back down, vinyasa or not, downward facing dog. And once you guys get to downward facing dog, we're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. One more. From downward facing dog, we're gonna start from the top of the mat. So bending at the knees, go ahead and inhale, look forward. As you exhale, lightly step your heart to the top of the mats. Let's inhale, come up again, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, first into chair pose. And then straighten out the knee as you exhale, close the pose, Tadasana, palms to the heart. Good. Adding, inhale, arms reach again up and over the head, palms behind you to the wall. And as you exhale, palms to the heart, dive it forward. Inhale again, flat back. Bending at the knees as we exhale, go ahead and step the feet back, vinyasa or not. Let's meet back downward facing dog. Again, just flow with your breath. Inhale for the back bend. And exhale again, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, go ahead and pick up your right leg behind you. Bring the knee to the chest, step the foot all the way forward. This time come up again for warrior one. Now we're holding here for 5 breaths. Make the necessary adjustments, you guys. And so if you want to scoot your right foot a little bit more towards the edge of the mat to square the hips, feel free to do that. Got a couple more breaths here. One more breath. On your next exhale, transition this to warrior two. So as you adjust your hips, adjust the shoulders, get them to stack over the hips, and letter T the arms apart. Again, we're holding here for 5 breaths. Couple more. One more breath. Let's shift the shoulders over towards the front. As you flip your right palm, we're going to reverse that warrior. So stacking your right shoulder over the left as you reach that right arm up and over. Again, holding here for 5 breaths. Pressing onto that big right toe to keep your leg, your inner thigh engaged. You want to breathe into the outer ribs here onto the right side. Let your fingertips be super active, you guys. No dead weight up and over the head. And then we're going to transition this to extended side angle. So as you go to the opposite side, elbow towards the top of that thigh. Maybe you stack your left shoulder on top. Maybe you reach that left arm up and over the ears. Hold here for 5 breaths as well. Notice how much weight you're putting onto the thigh. See if you could take that arm off altogether. Or maybe even extend your right arm towards the center line. Serve that tray here. 2 more breaths. One more. As we inhale, go ahead and reverse this again. Reaching that right arm up and over. And as we exhale, windmill the palms down as you step that right foot back, vinyasa or not, lifted leg push-ups, whatever it takes to beat back at downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, pick up your left leg, inhale. And as you exhale, bring the knee to the chest, step your left foot to the top of the mat, grounding your right heel, inhale, warrior one. So pause for a moment again, make the adjustments that you need. Ideally, we're trying to get your hips to still face forward. So that might mean adjusting your left leg to maybe move it towards the edge of your mat. Belly's nicely active, shoulders relaxed, reach your fingers up and over here. Good, and a couple more breaths. Practice your Ujjayi. Next pose, warrior two. So as you exhale, plant the palms to the heart and then adjust your hips, the legs. Follow through with the shoulders, stack them over the hips. And then release your arms, letter T them apart.
We're in this pose for 5 breaths.
Good. Feeling your feet grounding towards the floor, towards the mat. Make sure that you're pressing onto that big left toe as well. And on the next inhale, we're going to reverse this. So as you stack your left shoulder on top of the right, taking that left arm up and over, making sure that that left knee is still nicely stacked over the heel, pressing onto that big left toe. Good. Breathe into the side ribs, you guys. Open, open, open. And on the next exhale, extended side angle. So lightly place the elbow towards the left thigh. As you stack the shoulders, either reach the arms up and over or swing it over the ear here. And pay attention, see how much weight you're putting onto that left leg. Maybe you just lift that left elbow off the thigh. Maybe you extend your left arm towards the center. Serve that tray. 2 more. And 1 more breath. Inhale, let's reverse this. Let's get out of this posture. And as we exhale, windmill those palms down as you step that left foot back. Lifted push-ups if you wish, whatever it takes, vinyasa or not, to downward facing dog. And exhale. Let's put it all together, starting from chair pose. Bending at the knees, take an inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, lightly step or hop to the top. Inhale, let's come up halfway. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale into your chair pose. Draw the arms up and over the ears. Straighten the knees as we exhale. Dive it forward, palms to the heart, bow. Inhale again, flat back. Bending at the knees, go ahead and step, hop back. Vinyasa your way to downward facing dog. Or not, follow the breath. Inhale, exhale. From down dog, right leg lifts on the inhale. Let's bring the knee to the chest, step the foot all the way forward. Come on up, warrior 1. Ground your heel and we lift the arms. And then exhale, transition to warrior 2. Inhale, go ahead and flip that right palm, reverse the warrior. And on the exhale, extended side angle, lightly place the elbow and then reach that left arm up and over. Nice. As we inhale again, reverse. And exhale, windmill the palms down, stepping the foot back, vinyasa or not, meet me back, downward facing dog.
Inhale to your back bend and exhale it back, downward facing dog.
Pick up that left leg, you guys, inhaling. And exhale, step the foot all the way forward. Come on up again, warrior 1. So ground your heel as you pick up your arms. And then exhale, transition this to warrior 2. Go ahead and flip that left palm. Curl your spine as you inhale. Reverse this warrior. And on the exhale, extended side angle, lightly placing that elbow to the thigh. Good. Inhale again. Let's get out of this. Reverse your warrior. And on the exhale, windmill the palms, stepping that left foot back, vinyasa or not. Meet me back, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Good. From here, we're going to stay in down dog or come down to child's pose. Find stillness for 5 breaths. Let's go back to that ujjayi.
How are you doing there, Will?
Child's pose in down dog, keeping your belly nicely engaged. 2 more breaths. Let's slowly all meet back into your downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bend at the knees, take an inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, lightly step or hop to the tops of your mats. Inhale again into your flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale first to chair pose. And then we straighten the knees. Go ahead and bring the palms all the way up and over the head. And then exhale, bringing the palms to the heart. Let's close the pose. Take a moment here to close the eyes here and find stability and feel the breath. We're going to reset and go for part 2. Blink the eyes open. Remember the chair pose. Set it up for chair again. This time, bringing the palms to the heart, we're going to tilt your chest forward. So now we can add a twist. We're going to draw that left elbow, tap it to the right thigh. And then inhale, bring your prayer back up to center. Exhale again, tap the left elbow, right thigh. And then inhale back to center. So we're still twisting over to the right side, okay? So left elbow, right thigh. And then inhale, bring your elbow back towards center. Exhale again, twist over to the right thigh. And now we get to stay in stillness. So make the adjustments here, you guys. Take a peek. You want that left knee locked in with the right. And then as you get deeper into this posture, begin to press your palms towards the middle of the chest, towards the heart. And then maybe take a glance at your right foot, because we're going to pick up your left foot off the floor. And then perhaps lift your left foot off the floor altogether and extend your left leg towards the wall behind you. Now keep it lifted. If you lose your balance, just tap your foot and lift it again. It's going to be holding here for just 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Land your left knee, left your toes, and come down into a low, low, low lunge. And then go ahead and come all the way up to center. So staying in the low lunge here. Keep your left knee onto the floor and then reach your arms up to the sky. Good. I want to incorporate a nice little back bend here. So as you reach your fingers nice and high to the sky, look up just like we've been doing. Maybe interlace the fingers so you can press your wrist with your index finger pointing, then draw a line up and over that ceiling. Nice supported back bend here, you guys. Hold here for just 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then let's come all the way back up to center. So draw that line all the way up over the head. As you release your palms, go ahead and release the palms to the floor. Come to a half split. So straighten out that right knee and then really open up the hamstring here. Good. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths this time. So for those of you like into a forward fold, if you're not feeling chair, use the fingers to drag yourself deeper into the fold. If you're feeling too much up, and then take 1 more breath. While we're here, let's go ahead and do a little bit of flow. Reground your right foot, rebend your knees. So as you inhale, come back to that low lunge, arms reach. And then as you exhale, bow forward again into that fold. Straighten out the knee and fold forward. Rebending at the knee, inhale again, come up, lift the arms. And on the exhale again, bow forward. Let's do 2 more of those. As you inhale, come all the way up again. See if you want to add the back bend. And as you straighten your spine, exhale, come to a deeper forward fold. See if you can crawl the fingertips further out. Let's do 1 more. As you inhale, rebend, open, look up. And as we exhale, straighten the spine so you can just come back into a deep forward fold. Fantastic. We're going to inhale all the way back up. So now we're going to revisit that twist. So bring the palms to the heart and take that twist again towards the right side as you now tuck the tricep towards the outer thigh. All right, so feel free to stay here. If you want to next level this, tuck your left toes and pick up your knees off the floor. So choices is to stay with the palms towards the heart or begin to make knuckles towards one another. So fist bump yourselves. Or if you have the time and space, create and open up the arms like a wide accordion here for full expression. Hold here for 3, for 2, 1 more breath. And then inhale all the way to crescent lunge, all the way up to crescent. Nice. Let's pause here now for 5 breaths. If this gets a little too much, you always have the option to come down onto that left knee again, you guys. Otherwise, use your core strength to like lift and lengthen your spine. Fingers are active, shoulders are relaxed. Draw the arms as high as you can towards the sky. Couple more breaths. 1 more breath. And then come up to your warrior 2. So exhale to warrior 2. We're going to use this transition to our triangle pose. So on the next inhale, go ahead and straighten out that right knee. Shift your shoulders over towards the right side so we can come to triangle pose. Dipping your right knuckles either to the inside of the shins or place the fingers over the shins. Stacking your left shoulder on top. Option to reach your left arm to the sky or bending at the elbow. Maybe take that nice little bind behind you. Open up the heart here. And now choices also is to extend your right arm forward and draw the biceps over the ear. Hold here for 3, 2, 1 more. Slowly, we're gonna inhale all the way up to neutral. Now, as we go opposite direction to reverse this triangle, for those of you who took that little bind, consider now taking a bind and going to Gomukhasana arms. Clasp the fingers as you look up. Elbows stay nice and high up and over the head. Just a couple more breaths. One more breath. And then releasing the fingertips, come back to neutral so that we have yourself, your torso back neutral spine. Take the fingertips, place them over the waist. Take your right foot, pivot the right foot. Create some space so we can come to a forward fold. If you guys can't come to a complete forward fold, just come to a flat back. That makes sense? I want you guys to hinge at the hips. For those of you who are able to come to a complete forward fold, release the palms and flip them around so you can just at least crawl the palms between your feet. Hold here for 5 breaths. Again, just use that ujjayi to keep yourselves into the room, into your bodies. Good, just a couple more breaths here. And then bringing the palms to neutral, place them under the shoulder. Again, you guys, crawl yourselves towards that flat back. Squeezing at the belly, slowly, mindfully draw the arms up so you can come all the way up to standing. Draw yourselves to standing, reaching the arms high. And on the exhale, go ahead and bring the palms over again for warrior 2, flipping that right foot, bend at the knee. So adjust your legs so we can come back into your crescent lunge where it all started. Once you guys go back to your crescent lunge, adjust the legs, bring the palms again to the heart. So you can tilt your chest forward, take a twist over to the right again. Left elbow, right thigh. Take a sip of air, inhale. Take a look at your right foot. As you exhale, step your left foot again to come to the top of the mats. Inhale, release back into your chair pose. Good. Exhale, dive forward, straighten the knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Bring the palms together. Inhale, draw the arms up in front of you. Come all the way to standing. Reach the arms, back bend as an option. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and close the pose. Good. Left side, bending at the knees. Go ahead and inhale into your chair.
Bringing the arms up and over the ears. Pinkies face each other. Make sure you still see your toes. And breathe.
Bringing the palms to the heart. Here we go. So come back to that prayer and then move, shift your shoulders forward. So on the exhale, we twist to the left. And then inhale, center again. So exhale, twist to the left, tap. Good, and inhale, center again. Exhale again, twist and tap. Inhale, center again. Exhale again, lean forward and tap. And as we inhale, center again. So as we exhale, we're gonna do a deeper twist this time. So draw the tricep towards the outer thigh. And now go ahead and begin to press your thumbs a little bit more towards the heart center. Really open up that left shoulder. And then from here, take a glance at your left foot so you can squeeze your thighs together. Pick up your right heel first. Find a balance. And then pick up your right foot all together. And then extend your right leg all the way to the wall behind you. Now I want you guys to balance here for 3 breaths. But if you need to, tap your foot down if you're losing balance and then pick it right back up. We've got 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath here. And then slowly land your right foot all the way to the back of the mat, releasing that right knee to the floor as well, and then come into a low lunge with the knee down. Go ahead and reach your arms up and over and pause for a moment. So take this opportunity to just get super grounded. Let the hips melt towards the ground and then reach up here. So just like we did earlier, interlacing the fingers, index finger points out. So as you inhale, go ahead and draw the fingertips, create that line up and over the ceiling, and then find your back bend nice and supported here. 3 breaths. Just know that these back bends are excellent choice to counter your twists. We're gonna roll all the way back up to center. And then from here, we're gonna bow forward. So releasing the palms, we're gonna straighten out that left knee for your half split. So as you adjust for your half split, you gauge if this is plenty here, stay with the fingertips kind of under the shoulder. If you need extra, if you want extra, crawl the fingertips away from you. You're gonna feel yourself just pull and lengthen a little bit more, making sure that your left toes are still nice and active. And then let's do those little flows. So as you rebend at the knee, go ahead and stack, inhale, lift the arms. And on the exhale, bow it forward again as you straighten out the knee. Inhale again, go ahead and lift up at the arms, rebend and restack. And on the exhale, bow it forward again. 2 more of those. As you inhale, restack. Maybe go find that back bend. And as you exhale again, straighten, forward fold. Inhale again, let's open, maybe taking 1 more back bend here. And as we exhale, see if we can come to a deeper forward fold. Okay, we're gonna go back to where this started. So inhale yourselves all the way back up to center. Taking the palms to the heart again, as you exhale, tilt the chest so you can take a twist to the left. So see if we can dig a little bit deeper. Now that we've opened up that spine a little extra, draw the triceps a little bit more to the outer thigh as you press your thumbs towards the heart. Now, option here is to tuck the toes from behind you so you can lift that right knee all together. And choices to stay here with the palms together, or make a fist so you can fist bump yourself, or open your arms like an accordion, full expression of this posture, and hold for 3 more breaths. For 2, and 1. Inhale all the way up to crescent lunge. So as you come to crescent, come all the way to center and pause here for 5 breaths. Again, just going back inside the body, feel that belly nice and contract. Draw that belly in. Keep breathing that ujjayi. Fingers nice and active. Again, if balancing is an issue, feel free to come down onto that right knee. All good. And 2 more breaths. We're now going to move towards our warrior 2. So as you adjust your hips, adjust the legs, find your warrior 2 arms. We're going to use this as setup for triangle pose. So on the inhale, we're going to straighten out that left knee and then shift the shoulders to the left, exhaling into your triangle pose. Again, knuckles either to the inside of the shins or place the fingertips over the leg. As you stack your shoulders, you're either reaching your right arm to the sky or consider that mini bind, bending at the elbow, reach that right arm around. You always have the choice also to take that left arm, reach it out so that it's over and hovering over your ear. One more breath. As we inhale, reverse your triangle. So as you come up and then go the side bend towards the opposite direction. If you guys took that bind with the right arm, consider taking the left arm behind you for Gomukhasana. Maybe grab hold of your shirt or grab hold of your fingertips. Keep reaching your elbow up and over the head and really breathe into that side space here. And then release the bind if you took it. Everybody come back to neutral. So go ahead and extend your arms out, straighten out your spine, and then place the palms to the waist so we can pivot now that left foot to face towards the right. So adjust, again, create some space. We're gonna attempt another forward fold here. As you inhale,
reach the arms up. And as you exhale, slowly come down.
flat back, forward fold. Choice now is to use your middle finger, index finger to grab hold of the big toes. So you grab hold of the big toes. Maybe you bend at the knees first, but take an inhale, come up again, flat back. And as you exhale, bend your elbows outward to now draw the crown closer towards the floor. And we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2 more breaths. Releasing the bind, using the belly strength, float yourselves to your flat back, all the way to standing. Reach the arms here. And on the exhale, go back to warrior 2. So pivot that left foot, bending at the knee. And I'm gonna ask that you guys adjust your heel behind you so you can come up to your crescent lunge again. So once you come to crescent lunge, take a sip of air, inhale here. And then place in the palms of the heart as you exhale. Remember your twist over towards the left again. From here, take a sip of air, inhale. Option to take a look at that left foot, step your right foot, exhale to the top of the mat. As we inhale, release back to chair, come back to center, arms over the ears. Exhale, straighten the knees so you can dive it forward. Inhale again, flat back. Exhale, deeper forward fold. And then inhale, we rise all the way up. So palms together, maybe over for the back bend. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and close the pose. Take a moment to close the eyes, go back to the breath. Blinking the eyes open, go ahead and release. All right, we're gonna make our way down towards the floor for yippee, core work, saving the best for last.
So slowly come down into a squat so we can come all the way down to seated, setting up for boat, grabbing the balls if you want to use the weights.
You guys start with the knees bent. So I cup my thighs from under so I can lift the legs for support. And then you gauge from here. So start with the neck tucked here, shoulders square here, and then begin to straighten out the knees. And then you can continue to support the thighs with your fingertips or release the arms away from the legs. So when you guys release the legs, release the arms, fingers are active, toes are active. Draw that energy from the web of your chest to the belly to the perineum. So squeeze this energy right in front of the spine. And then if you want more challenge, you could always lift the legs, the arms higher, totally your call. Some people love that sensation. I do not. I need to like move around. But if you want more, extend. I lost count. We have to start 5 again. I'm kidding. 2 more breaths. 1 more. All right, we land the legs. So cross the legs, bend the knees, cross the legs in front of the other. Use your fingers for a quick hip lift here, and then come back down onto the floor. Okay, and then come back down into your boat. So we're gonna set it up again. So pick up the legs, this time draw the legs forward. We're gonna roll back onto our backs this time. So keep pointing your toes forward. As you straighten out the knees, begin to roll back. Keep tucking your chin, keep reaching your fingers forward. And as you touch down to the floor, go ahead and hug the knees into the chest and rock yourself side to side. So we're gonna do a little bit of bicycle here, everybody. We're gonna set this up with the knees bent, stacked over the hips. We're gonna draw the fingertips behind your head, and we're just going to cycle it through. So placing the fingertips behind your head, as you lift the shoulders, take a twist over to the left, extend right leg forward. And as you come back to neutral, restack your knees. As you exhale, twist to the right, extend left leg, and come back to center. So exhale, we twist, and inhale back. Exhale again, twist, and inhale back. I'm gonna start our timer for a good 30 seconds and let you guys flow on your own here for a good 30 seconds. As soon as I get my timer up, we're gonna start the clock. And here we go, begin 30 seconds. Go as fast, as slow as you'd like. We're already 5 seconds in. 10 seconds in. 10 more seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and you can stop. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Rock your sacrum side to side. And then from here, set up for mini bridge pose. So with the knees bent, go ahead and land your feet down towards the floor. Take the fingertips, use them for support outside of the hips. You can pick up one vertebra at a time. Now, as you pick up one vertebra at a time, we take a break from the belly so much, but now move the energy towards your glutes, your thighs to pick up your hips. Let's go ahead and take a moment here to wake up the calves as well. Go ahead and pick up your heels off the floor and hold here for 3 breaths. For 2. 1 more breath. And then slowly lower the heels, the hips, bending at the knees, hug your knees in again to the chest, and just rock yourself side to side. Back to bicycle, and now we're gonna time it for 1 minute, okay? So set it up. You can go as slow as you'd like or as fast as you'd like, but I'm gonna count it down literally for 60 seconds, okay? And begin, go. 10 seconds in. 20 seconds in. Halfway point, you guys. Ten more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourselves a hug, well-deserved break there. Rock side to side, and then come up again for our bridge pose. So with the knees bent, plant your feet, lift up with the hips, maybe pick up your heels. This time, reach your arms up and over, really get tall and long here. And then on the exhale, let's flow it back down to the floor. Palms, hips, heels down. Pick up again, inhale, we lift, get nice and tall. And exhale, come back down onto the floor. More of those. Inhale again, lift yourselves nice and high. And exhale, come back down to the floor. Inhale again, lift up nice and high. And as we exhale, come back down onto the floor. Bending at the knees, hug your knees into the chest. Let's rock ourselves up and down a good 3 to 4 rounds until we can come up to a squat. As you guys make your way into a squat, so choices now is to come and stay into Malasana. Malasana is your easy squat, meaning that your triceps go inside the thighs and then placing the palms to the heart. For those of you who have the space, the confidence to come up to an arm balance, this is a great opportunity to now play with that core strength. Spread the fingers wide and tucking your knees right inside the armpit as they slide to the tricep. No fret, you guys. If you're feeling like a little less confidence today, maybe you just hold it for a breath, tap your toes, and come back up. I've got 4 more breaths here. 2 more. 1 more breath. And then slowly meet me back into your Malasana pose. As we come back to Malasana, you guys, go ahead and circle your wrists, your elbows one direction. And circle the opposite direction. Now, I'm gonna give you guys opportunity for 6 breaths to go into another arm balance. If you guys have the space, I'm not gonna ask you guys to go upsy downsy unless you guys really have the capacity and the confidence to do that. What I'm gonna ask you guys to do is you guys wanna play with a little mini headstand. I feel comfortable with that, where we draw the crown of your head into your arm balance and stay without lifting the legs up. Because I don't want you guys to be flying everywhere. Unless it's gonna be on video, then I wanna watch it happen. So set that up, mini headstand as an option, or go back to just the arm balance, or go back to Malasana, 6 breaths. Go for it. So upsy downsy, folks, please make your way back down to the floor. Let's all meet back in Malasana. And same deal here, just go ahead and circle through your wrists, elbows, circle the opposite direction. And then from here, make your way up onto flat back. So using the fingers, palms, slowly lift the hips, place the palms to the thighs, to the shins. And as you exhale, deeper forward fold. Bringing the palms together, go ahead and draw the arms in front, all the way up over the head. Take a back bend as an option. And as we exhale, let's bow it forward, forward fold. Inhale again into your flat back. Bending at the knees as we exhale, lightly step or hop back. Take a vinyasa or not, meet me back downward facing dog. Inhale, pick it up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, inhale, float yourselves into your highest plank. Maybe tippy-toe variation, because I'm gonna ask that we're gonna lower down into a low plank for 8-second countdown. So from plank, begin to lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, come down.
All right, you guys, come on down onto your bellies. We're gonna move on towards our back bend series.
Place the fingertips under the chest here so we can come into our locus or into some back bends here. So start off by using the fingertips to curl the shoulders up and back. And then spread the legs, the hips, mats width apart. Pick up your thighs off the floor. Really fire up to the toes. Now, option to lighten the load onto the fingers, the palms. And then maybe choices is to just float the arms by your side or float the arms over the ears. Totally your call. If you guys do choose to draw the arms or the legs up, I want you guys to pitter-patter the legs like we're just paddling. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Paddle, paddle, paddle. That's right. A couple more paddles. And then we slowly release the shoulders, the legs. Go ahead and bring the palms by the side, by the hips.
Let's place our right cheek and right ear to the floor.
And then shimmy your hips side to side. Second set, bring the chin back to the center line. This time, go ahead and bend at the knees. See if you can grab hold now of your shin or your ankle or your feet. Now, instead of thinking this is a back bend, I want you guys to now take your legs, pump them towards the wall behind you. So you're trying to parallel the legs towards the wall behind you. That'll now pick up your shoulders and chest to follow along. And then once you guys have the lift, now consider lifting the legs towards the sky. Keep looking forward and hold here for 4 more breaths. 2 more. 1 more breath. Slowly land yourselves flat to the floor. So take now the left cheek, left ear to the ground. Keeping the knees bent this time, go ahead and windshield wiper the knees left to right. And then come all the way back up to the center as you release the legs flat to the floor. Use the fingers to crawl yourselves into your child's pose. Find the space here to just neutralize the spine. From child's pose, slowly come up onto all fours. We're gonna transition ourselves onto our back. So collect the knees towards one another so you can slide your hips to the ground and extend your legs to the top of the mat and then lay down onto the floor. A couple more back bends. So we already introduced a little bit of bridge pose here. So we're gonna go back to bridge and then close the back bend series with maybe an upward facing bow or wheel. Okay, your choice. So start off with the bridge, go ahead and press to the fingers so you can lift your hips. Roll over to the right shoulder so you can bring that left arm underneath you. And roll over to the opposite shoulder so you can bring the opposite arm underneath you and then clasp your palms towards one another, interlace the fingers. Option here, also come up off the heels if you want, come up onto your tippy toes. We're holding here for just a few breaths, you guys. One more breath. Releasing the bind from underneath you, soften through the shoulders, and then release now your hips one vertebra at a time. Come down to the floor. Now connect the knees towards one another and then separate your feet apart.
So we can windshield wiper the legs side to side.
All right, last back bend. So I'm gonna let you guys choose depending on your space, depending on your comfort zone. We're gonna come up to upward facing bow or second set of bridge. For second set of bridge pose, use your palms to anchor them underneath the waist to give yourself a higher lift. Upward facing bow, folks, set it up by placing your hands outside of the ears, fingers face to the shoulders and elbows to the sky. Go on nice and slow. Crown between the palms first as you come to bridge, and then lift the head a little higher, maybe come all the way up and count it down for 5, 4, 3, 2 more. For those of you upward facing bow, folks, please bring the crown softly back down to the earth. Everybody roll yourselves back down onto the mat. Supta Baddha Konasana this time. Connect the soles of the feet together and butterfly your hips, your knees apart. As you let the legs rest, go ahead and take your fingers, your palms, lightly place them to inside thighs, right over the hips, and hold. Using your palms, go ahead and draw the knees towards one another. Hug the knees to the chest. You can press your sacrum, your thighs to the belly, roll side to side. And from here, we're gonna rock ourselves up and down so we can come up to a seated position. Once you come to that seated position, you guys adding a seated twist here. So remember, back bends and twists, great combo. Go ahead and take your right heel, place it underneath the left thigh so you can cross the left leg on top. So the left knee on top. There you go. Left knee on top.
Keep your hips nicely grounded.
From here, go ahead and take that left palm behind you, right palm against supports. Take an inhale, lift the chest. And as we exhale, take a twist here. Again, for every inhale, lengthen and reach that spine taller. And as you exhale, really squeeze at the belly, see if you can twist it a little bit deeper. And then come all the way back up to center. Go ahead and unstack your legs and restack them so that we're opposite legs. This time, perhaps maybe the right thigh is on top, right leg is on top. Go ahead and use that fingertips behind you as you inhale, lift the chest. And as we exhale, take that twist. And then release all the way back up to center. Go ahead and extend your legs further in front of you, straighten out the knees. As you shimmy the hips side to side, go ahead and float the arms up as you inhale. And as we exhale, bow it forward, Paschimottanasana, grabbing hold of the outside or insides of your feet. If needed, feel free to bend at the knees. Really get into this deep forward fold here. Still practicing Ujjayi breath. Still drawing that energy of that belly towards the spine. And then slowly coming out of this pose, using our core strength one last time. Go ahead and reach your fingers forward. Take a sip of air, inhale. And on the exhale, go ahead and tuck your chin. Roll back one vertebra at a time so we can lay down onto the floor where it all started. Setting this up for a supine twist. So with the knees bent, go ahead and scoot your hips over to the right side of your mat. Stacking again that right thigh over the left. Go ahead and melt your knees over to the left side. Pinning your shoulders down so you can turn your chin opposite direction of the knees. Breathe. Pressing to the fingers, let's move ourselves back up to center. Unstack the legs.
Let's now scoot our hips over to the left side this time. Stacking your left thigh over the right. And we're going to slowly melt the legs over across to the other side.
Same deal here. Pin your shoulders. You can turn your chin opposite direction of the knees. Breathe. And as you press onto the fingers, meet me out, come back up to center. Unstacking the legs, find your version of happy baby from here. So with happy baby, if you guys have the space to roll side to side, just keep your sacrum and shoulders connected to the floor. Keep your spine supported. And if you guys want last call for hip opening, consider grabbing hold of the big toes as you straighten out one knee at a time. I don't know if you guys have the space or room, but if you are able to spread the hips a little bit wider, point the toes towards the earth. And we're going to release the legs nice and high to the sky. Take another sip of air here, inhale. And then as we exhale, land your legs towards the floor for your final Shavasana.
So for those of you who opted to play music in the background, now would be a great opportunity to set up your music for Shavasana. Or if you choose, just coming down into your Shavasana with no music and relax.
Close the eyes and take a break from all the deep breathing and all the squeezing. We're going to come out of this pose together in just a few minutes, you guys. Take this moment here to just really find that restorative moment. No more deep breathing, no more ujjayi, no more squeezing. Breathe. Now feel free to stay here if you guys want to hang out a little longer. For those of you ready to come back up, deepen your breath. Add movement into your bodies. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle again through those joints, the wrist, elbows, ankles. And circle them the opposite direction. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest again. Press your thighs towards the sacrum, sacrum towards the floor. And then release your legs forward, point the toes forward, reach your fingers up and over the head. Last final stretch here. Now feel the arch of that low spine. And then gently roll yourselves to a fetal position, whichever space you have most left or right. And then come to a fetal position, rest your head over the bicep. And with your eyes closed, use the palms to lift up to a comfortable seated position. Let's take a group breath together, everybody. On the next inhale, draw the arms over the head again. And as we exhale, bring in the palms right over the heart.
On behalf of my crew and my team, I thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope that you all have a magical rest of the day, rest of the week. Namaste.